Your offer just got accepted. Congratulations, that is a huge moment. So now what actually happens between today and the day you get the keys? Most first-time buyers genuinely have no idea, so let's walk you through every step of it so the whole thing feels like a plan. Hi, I'm Nathan Richter, a licensed real estate agent serving St. Albert and the greater Edmonton area. So I've spent the last 25 years on the construction side of real estate, custom home building, renovations, and currently running a restoration company that handles new home warranty repairs and condo restoration. So when I walk through the buying process, I'm bringing both the agent's lens and the builder's eye to the conversation. Let's get into it. Here's the thing about buying a home. Finding it gets all the attention, and writing the offer feels like the finish line. But the offer being accepted is really the starting gun for the part nobody explains, the closing process. So in my full 9-step guide, I cover the whole journey. This video zooms right in on the back half, from the moment your offer is accepted to the moment the keys are in your hand. I'm going to take it in order, the 8 things that happen, so you know what each one is and why it matters. Let's start the day your offer gets accepted. Step 1 happens almost immediately, the deposit. Within a few days of your offer being accepted, you provide the deposit. This is a chunk of money that shows the seller you're serious and it gets held in trust. The good news is it's not an extra cost. It gets credited toward your down payment later, so it's money you're going to pay anyway, just earlier. The part that catches first-time buyers is the timing. You often have just a few days, so this is cash you need ready to move right now, not locked up somewhere you cannot reach. So before you ever write an offer, make sure your deposit's sitting somewhere you can transfer it quickly. I've watched the early days of a great deal get stressful for no reason, other than the money being tied up and the clock ticking. Step 2 is the most important one to understand, the conditions period. This is the stretch right after your offer is accepted, usually a week or two, and it exists to protect you. When you write an offer, you include conditions, things that have to be satisfied before the deal becomes final. For a first-time buyer, there are usually 2 or 3 that matter. The first is the financing condition. It gives you time to get your mortgage fully confirmed, not just pre-approved on this specific property. The second is the inspection condition, which gives you time to have the home professionally inspected. And the third, if you're buying a condo or a townhouse, is the condo document review. That is your chance to have an expert read the condo corporation's financials, its reserve funds, its meeting minutes, and tell you whether the building is healthy or whether there are problems and special assessments coming. So think of the conditions period as your protected window. The deal's not final yet, and that is on purpose. It is the time to do your homework before you fully commit. Step 3 is getting your financing finalized inside that condition window. A pre-approval told you roughly what you could borrow. Now your lender looks at the actual property and confirms they will fund this specific purchase. As part of that, they may order an appraisal, which is an independent opinion of what the home is worth, to make sure it lines up with what you agreed to pay. Your job during this stretch is to make their job easy. Get them every document they ask for and quickly. And here's the big one. Do not change your financial picture right now. This is exactly the wrong moment to finance a new car, run up a credit card, or change jobs. Any of that can shift the numbers your lender approved and put your financing at risk. Keep everything boring and steady until the deal is firm and you are through possession. Step 4 is the home inspection, and this is where my background really comes in. During your conditions period, you bring in a professional inspector to go through the home. This is one of the most valuable few $100s you're going to spend in the whole process, and I never want a buyer to skip it. Here's why I feel so strongly. I've spent my career on the construction and restoration side, and I can tell you a home can absolutely show beautifully and still be hiding real problems. A good inspector looks past the staging at the things that actually cost money. The age and condition of the roof, the furnace, the hot water tank, the electrical and the plumbing, signs of water where water should not be, the bones of the place. What you get out of it is not just a pass or fail, You get a clear picture of what you're buying and what is going to be needed in the next few years. So there's no expensive surprises after you own it. If the inspection turns up something serious, that is information you can act on while you still have your conditions in place, which is exactly the next step. Step 5 is the moment the deal becomes real, removing or waiving your conditions. Once your financing is confirmed, your inspection is done, and your condo documents check out if it is a condo, you decide whether you're satisfied. If you are, you remove your conditions, and at that point, the deal becomes firm. It is binding. You're now buying this home. That is a big step, so do not take it lightly. Removing your conditions is you saying, I've done my homework and I'm comfortable. If something is still unanswered, if your financing is not actually confirmed yet, or the inspection raised something you have not resolved, that is not the time to waive. This is the whole reason the conditions existed in the first place. Lean on your agent here. Only remove conditions when every box is genuinely checked. And if something does not work out, this is the stage where you can walk away cleanly, because your conditions were there to protect exactly that. Once they come off, the protection comes off too, so it is worth getting it right, because once you waive conditions, that deposit now is non-refundable. Step 6 is the lawyer, and once your deal is firm, this is where a lot of the closing actually happens. In the weeks before possession, your real estate lawyer takes over the legal side. They do a title search to confirm the seller actually owns the property and that there's nothing on title that should not be there. They work with your lender and prepare all the documents. Then you go in and sign. This is also the point where you bring your money, the balance of your down payment beyond the deposit you already paid, plus your closing costs. So this is the moment all that budgeting pays off. If you want the full breakdown of those closing costs, I have a whole video called What It Really Costs to Buy Your First Home, and I'll link it below in the description. Your lawyer is the one who makes sure the legal side is clean before any keys change hands. Quick aside, because this closing stretch is the part people feel most unsure about, if you want, I'm happy to walk you through exactly what to expect at your closing, what happens on possession day, what to bring and what to look out for. Send me the word keys through any of the contact options in the description, text, email, or call, and I'll get you a simple closing day rundown. Helping first-time buyers feel ready for that big day is a part of what I do. Step 7 happens right before you take possession, and that's the final walkthrough. Now, this doesn't happen on every deal, but it is something that sometimes is negotiated in. Shortly before possession day, you can do a walkthrough one more time. The purpose is simple: to confirm the home is in the condition you agreed to when you wrote the offer, that anything that was supposed to stay is still there, anything the seller agreed to fix did get fixed, and nothing got damaged during the move out if they had already moved out. Now, if there was some repairs, we usually rely on documentation being sent from the other agent to the lawyers, and then we can verify those repairs and there'll be a sign off. And if you're buying a brand new home, this step has a specific name: the deficiency walkthrough. You go through with the builder and document every little thing that needs attention. A scuff, a sticky door, a missed bit of paint, so it goes on the list to be corrected. This is squarely in my wheelhouse. A careful walkthrough now with someone who knows what to look for saves you a lot of back and forth later. Take your time and write everything down. And step 8 is the one you have been waiting for: possession day. On possession day, the money moves, your lawyer sends the funds to the seller's side, the title transfers into your name and registers, and once that is confirmed, the keys are released to you. It can sometimes feel a little anticlimactic because the big moment is really a transfer happening behind the scenes between two lawyers, but when it lands, it is done. The title's yours, the home is yours, and you walk through your own front door for the first time. That's the finish line, and now you know every step it took to get there. So that is the whole back half of buying your first home: the deposit, the conditions period, your financing finalized, the inspection, removing conditions, when you're truly satisfied, the lawyer, the final walkthrough, and possession day. Every one of those steps goes smoother with someone in your corner who has done it before many times. Remember, The listing agent and the builder's rep are looking after the seller side, not yours. And on a typical purchase, the listing side pays the commission, not you. So having your own representation through this process is just good sense. If you want that, I'd be happy to help. So reach out by text, email, or call. The info is in the description below. And if this video helped, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We put out new videos every week. And comment or message keys if you want that closing day rundown. We'll see you in the next one.